Hey, what's up, guys? So, this is going to be trial number 3. Got a couple things for you, and I'm just going to try to run through it real quick because YouTube's been temperamental and says it's stopping connection when I'm trying to do my thing here. So, um, Beast is all done. The good old monster. This head is it's ridiculously huge. As you remember, it was all white. Um, kind of poopy pocket because it's factory strung. This one I did have to kind of call in a couple of my box goalie friends and get their advice on it. But it took a little longer than expected because it's so awkwardly big that when you're stringing it, trying to get the right angle while trying to hold out the pocket and you know tying your knots and stuff. So that part kind of did get a little screwy, but hopefully he enjoys the pocket. Um, And then next up, I was helping Tom Ledeen. He does some sick dye jobs. He just did one for TLN, the Lacrosse Network. Looked awesome. I would have loved that. So maybe in the future I might contact him about maybe doing one of mine. Get a old school stick makeover maybe. But the project I'm doing with him, you guys may have seen it, the brick wall nemesis. He said he doesn't know quite as much about stringing goalie sticks, so I saw it and I'm like, oh man, I want to be part of this project and help him out. So I told him I'd help him. So we through talking we settled on getting some 12D East Coast mesh. Um, because they figured it was the best thing for a lot of the younger players. A lot of them use 12 diamond, um, just because they don't know any better. Um, it's nothing against East Coast guys. I can't stand 12D as far as my own pockets. But as far as stringing it and other people using it, I've come to terms that somebody's always going to be using it, so I don't I don't mind doing either. I'll string it, not a problem, but it's just not my favorite as far as my own sticks. So it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. Stringing it, it's pretty simple because the holes are so big, so it limits how many different options you have. But also with East Coast dyes, it does, or East Coast mesh, it makes it a little better than standard 12D. Usually 12D is so thick and the coating on it is so hard that it takes forever to break in and it's just a pain all around. With the wax infusion that Greg does, it basically cuts the break-in time in half. So that makes it a little simpler. So with that being said, I can't wait to get the Nemesis. I haven't gotten it yet, but it might be delayed due to the Sandy PMSing the other day. That's the best way to explain the storm. We never get hurricanes in the Northeast, but the last couple of years they've managed to come up the coast and hit somehow. Luckily for me, I'm on the opposite side of the state from where it hit, so we just got a little bit of rain and some water, and not a big deal. A little bit of wind, but not enough to knock any trees down or cause any power line issues. So we got lucky there. But some of my friends down in the New York City area, like Throne and his buddy Chris, I think they got hit pretty good. So yeah, hopefully I saw that Throne made a video and basically everything's all right in his area. So I guess it's mainly Manhattan that got crushed, but they're an island. They're surrounded by water, so when the winds are whipping that water around, what's going to happen, So next up, I have a mesh review. It came from KK Stringings, or KK Strings, one or the other. But either way, he's on YouTube. I know him from Facebook as well. Um, his name is Sam, and he made some mesh. Originally, it was called Merman Mesh, but he switched the name up. And originally, I honestly can't remember. I think it was something about Massachusetts Mesh, or I'm sure he'll correct me in the comments. So the minute he corrects that, I'll add it to the description so you guys know. But anyway, this mesh stretches pretty nicely, and so far, not really seeing any flakes. So the coating he got, I think, is it's pretty good. It's very similar to Zona Mesh, which I heard the other day that might have been stopping production. Kind of weird, but yeah, it's decent. I mean, it's not flaking, and I mean it's pretty soft too. I mean, you know, it's not that rock hard, feeling like some get. But I mean, a lot of wax meshes are like that. Pretty much broken in straight out. Then you can do this, goes right back to shape, and there's no flaking at all. And I think he said he's selling it for like $7. He also does some of the dyed mesh too. So some of his designs you might want to check out. He's definitely a good stringer. The mesh is pretty quality from what I see. Usually I say non-quality is when it flakes everywhere and turns your lap into a friggin' snow pile. But yeah. So on to the next thing. A lot of people have been asking me for my pattern and how I string my Nemesis and stuff like that. And lately there's been a little bit of like plagiarism type of deal where I'll give somebody a pattern. I mean, if it's somebody I know pretty well and they're a good guy, I'll give it to them still. But they tend to use the pattern and then call themselves a stringing company and use my pattern, but never give any thought as to any recognition of where they got the pattern from. So perhaps I'm being a little bit of a brat about it, but I haven't been giving out the pattern just because of that. So what I did instead is I think I'm going to do my version of like a cop out and tell you a little hints of what I do in the pocket without giving away um, the full like it's kind of like a stick type of deal. So here we go. I got my fighter stick. Basically, the top string, pretty standard, pretty normal. Nothing, no bells and whistles. That's just because it's been a personal preference of mine. The nylon up on the top. Usually what I do on the sidewall is I skip like these couple holes on purpose. Because what I do is I actually string a couple through a couple of the shooting strings through those holes that I skip, because I feel it really anchors the shooter in, and then it also it looks cleaner than going around the plastic like a Mark Matthews pocket usually does. I just think it looks cleaner. So these bottom two, they're floated in right on the oops, I should probably show you this side. Right on the sidewall itself. I just kind of connect them around the mesh into the sidewall, like most people. But I mean, right here you can tell I go through. That hole is originally a skip in my sidewall pattern, and then same thing with this one here. Yeah, that one. So yeah, it's not bad. Stops the ball, performs the way I like. But yeah, I like how it anchors. This top string, I always use a nylon just because it tends to get beat up, and using a nylon also reduces weight because these cotton shooters, they absorb a lot of water in the wet games. So when you use at least one nylon, it cuts the weight just a little bit. So um, yeah. And the bottom string, it's kind of long, not really. And then I try to bunch the mesh up, but I like a whippier pocket too. So this pocket may not work for younger players, but it works just fine for me. And then another stick talk thing, I usually put a little bit of tape here. I don't put a lot just because all you really need is, when you're holding it by the plastic, and then your two fingers will be right here, and then you got the plastic here. So really all that's left is this. And I mean, how much strength do you really have in your friggin' pinky? I mean, so that's why I don't really use a lot of tape down here. It also reduces the weight of the stick. And then I have it on a Crypto Pro Diamond. And then just keep it really simple with the tape job. So I can tell you that my entire sidewall pattern is SIs, and it can be 1s, 2s, whatever. I'm just 1 SI, 2 SI, whatever. So just know that the knot itself is going to be an SI. I mean, I'm kind of showing you there. So if you guys know what you're doing, you could probably figure it out. But make sure if you do figure it out, give credit where it's due. I figured that pattern out while I was in college. So that's just something I kind of toyed with a little bit. So yeah. Otherwise, I don't think I forgot anything. So I'll talk to you guys later, because this video is ridiculously long. And I hope everybody is recovering well from the storm if you are over in those regions. They got hit pretty good. I saw Throne and East Coast guys went out and had some fun in the rain and crap. So couldn't have been too. That might have been early in the storm, or couldn't have been too harsh in their areas. But yeah, both videos are kind of funny because the one I think they were playing around in the mud puddles a little bit, which is kind of funny because that's like the least likely thing you want to ever do with your stick. But they have confidence in their product, so it's pretty funny. But all right. Aside from that, I think I'm gonna go make lunch, and I'll talk to you guys later.